Sino yun? Si Landicho. So mamaya na lang yung mga sa attendance. Para lang na lang after our class. Okay, so we have chapter 1, Introduction to Kinematics of Machine. So, since na-take nyo na to last time, so I am expecting na mas may idea na kayo about our lesson. So first, sige nga, if naalala nyo, so what is kinematics? So based sa naaalala nyo sa inyong naging discussion sa machine elements last sem, so what is kinematics? Any volunteer? Okay, spin tayo ng wheel. Flavier.
Hello po, sir.
Nandito ba si...
Bali parang
Okay, so... Okay.
parang
So, ano
study
yun?
po about sa movement ng objects, pati including po yung positions, velocity, and force, parang ganun po.
Okay, so other definition, so other pagkakaintindi about kinematics. Reyes?
Sir, ang kinematics po ay nagde-describe ng motion of points, objects, and system of groups of object without reference po sa causes of motion po.
Okay, so that's a definition na mas malapit. So kinematics is the study of motion without considering the forces which produce the motion. So ang focus natin sa machine elements ay yung motion lang. Hindi natin pinag-aaralan dito yung forces na nag-act doon sa ating body. So kinematics of machines deals with the study of the relative motion of machine parts, and it involves the study of position, displacement, velocity, and acceleration of the machine parts. So tama naman pareho yung naging definition nila ni Flavier at saka ni Reyes. Okay, so kinematics. So this is kinematics in relation with the other associated engineering design study. So sabi nga natin, kinematics, this is the motion without forces. So ang focus natin dito is yung motion lang ng body. So static and dynamics, so nandiyan yung static and dynamic forces. Sa stress analysis, pinag-aaralan natin dyan yung stress, strains, and deflection. Tapos sa machine design naman, that is the component dimensions for the working stresses. Okay, so ano nga ba yung ating two types of motion? So we have translation and rotation. Okay, so based sa terminology, translation and rotation, saka based on sa pinag-aralan nyo dati, so who can explain ano ba yung pinagkaiba ng translation at rotation? Meron ba? Okay, tawag tayo ulit. Malapitan. So, based lang dito sa ating terms, translation and rotation. So, who can explain? And can you explain ano yung pinagkaiba ng dalawang motion natin? Translation and rotation. So, nandito ba si Si Malapitan?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, so wait lang. Do you have any idea si Malapitan? Ano yung pinagkaiba ng translation and rotation motion?
Kapag translation, sorry po, naka-off mic po pala. Kapag po translation motion po ay movement po ng object from one point to another. Tas kapag naman po rotational po ay ang type po ng motion niya ay nagro-rotate po.
na pwedeng gamitin. So, can you demonstrate so find as a type of motion in which all points dating ko sa inyo. Okay, sige. Medyo mahina lang yung internet. Wait lang, try ko lang i-reconnect. Okay, so sorry. Medyo mabagal lang talaga ang internet dito sa faculty room. So, okay na ba yung dating? Hindi naman putol-putol na?
Okay na po.
Okay na? Okay. Saan kayo connected? Bakit ang hina? Okay, so balik tayo. So kailangan kasi gets nyo ano ba yung hindi lang by terms, yung pinagkaiba ng translation and rotation motion. So, meron ba kayo dyan kahit anong gamit? So, kumuha kayo ng kahit anong gamit and please demonstrate yung ating. Okay, yung mga mag-attendance mamaya na lang after klase. Okay, so i-demonstrate ano ba yung pinagkaiba ng translation and rotation motion. Okay, so tawag na lang muna tayo. Si Basit, nandito ba?
Hello po, sir.
Hello. Pwede bang paki-open ng camera tapos paki-demonstrate ano ba yung translation, ano ba yung rotation motion. So you can have any object naman.
Bale po, sir, ang example ko po dito ay ito pong, halimbawa po, highlighter. Bale, kapag po kasi sinabi nating translation, ibig sabihin po, yung position niya po, naka-straight line lang po siya. Tapos, parang ang minumove po niya ay parallel lang po. Pero po, pag po sinabi nating rotation, syempre po, naikot po siya. Inikot po natin siya. Yung movement po niya ay nagro-rotate po siya at a constant distance lang po. Yun lang po yung gets ko po sa translation and rotation.
Okay, so that is correct naman. Ganun lang yun. Pag translation, nag-move from one point to another. So it can be on the x-axis, y-axis, at saka ang ating z-axis. O kaya it can rotate. So tanong lang, in a body without constraint, so a free body, so ilan yung kanyang possible motion? So, meron bang gustong sumagot? A free body. So, ilan yung kanyang possible motion? So, combination ng translation and rotation. So, ilang motion yung magagawa ng isang free body? So, may gusto bang sumagot? Okay, so if a body ay walang constraint, it is a free body. So meron tayong total of 6 possible motions. So ano-ano ba yung mga motions na yun? So nag-raise hand si Sebastian.
Sir, ang pagkakalam ko po sir sa translational po, meron pong motion ng forward, backward po sa x-axis po. Sa y-axis po ay upward, downward. Tapos po sa z-axis po ay left, right. Tapos sa rotational motion po, yung roll po, which is rotation around the x-axis po. Tapos po yung pitch ay rotation around y-axis. Tapos yung rotation around the z-axis po.
Okay, so that is correct naman. Okay, so ganito yon. Okay. So kapag, example, this is the free body. So ang translation motion, it's either uh, dito sa x-axis, sa y-axis, or kaya ang ating z-axis for up and down. When it comes to rotation naman, it can be rotation sa ating x-axis, rotation sa ating y-axis, and then, ang rotation pala sa y-axis ay pag ganito. Z-axis to. Tapos, ito yung x-axis, tapos ah, dito naman sa y-axis. Okay, so that is the 6 uh, motion kapag ka ang isang body ay free or without constraint. Okay, so from your knowledge, so sa mga pagkakaalam nyo, so how can you define naman mechanism? Si Basit? Si Basit ulit. Okay, iba naman. Nakasagot na si Basit. So, can you define mechanism? Okay, Gonzales.
As from the word itself po, I think it is a piece of machinery po or systems working together in a machine.
Okay, so thank you sa pagsagot. So, mechanism. So, this is the definition from our book. Mechanism are systems of interconnected components designed to transfer and control motion and forces. So, these elements often include gears, levers, cams, and linkages, which work together to achieve the desired movement and functionality in machines. So, mechanism, combination to ng iba't ibang machine components designed to transfer and control the motion and forces. Okay, so machine naman. Machine is a type of mechanism. It's a mechanism or collection of mechanisms which transmit force from the source of power to the resistance to be overcome. So next, we have naman the pairing elements. So pairing elements, it is where at least two members of a mechanism are joined together. It can also be called joint or nodes of each link. So yung link naman, so may naalala ba kayo about sa link? So can you define what is link? Anong naalala nyo? Okay, una si Maning Team.
Ano po, try lang po. Ano po siya, parang member po ng mechanism.
Okay, so pwede. Ano pa? Meron pa ba kayo ibang definition? Evangelista?
Sir, isa po siyang rigid body having two or more pairing elements po.
Okay, so meron pa ba? Ano pa naalala nyo? So important yung ating links sa pag-analyze ng ating mechanism. Okay, so by definition, a link is a rigid body that connects two or more components in a mechanism, allowing motion to be transmitted between them. So links are essential elements in the construction of mechanism, providing structural support and enabling the desired movement. So link, it is a rigid body. At ang kanyang function, it connects the components of the mechanism. Okay, so we have types of link. So first ay link based on the number of joints. So madali lang. So meron tayo ditong three types of link based on the number of joints. Kapag ka meron siyang dalawang, okay, so binary link which is connected to other links at 2 points. So pag connected yung ating link sa dalawang point ng mechanism, so that is called binary link. ternary link, link that is connected to other links at 3 points. Sa quaternary link, this is a link which is connected to the other links at 4 points. Okay, so pag magbibilang tayo ng links sa isang mechanism, pagbibilangin natin ito, nakita tayo ng isang binary link. So, kino-connect nung link yung may dalawa siyang pagko-connectan dito, di ba? Pero itong link na to, kapag binilang natin yan, isa lang yan. How about kapag isang ternary link to? So, ternary link, the link which connect to the other link at 3 points. So, tatlong points yung yung ipinagko-connect niya sa ating mechanism. So, pag bibilangin natin yung link na to, so ilan ang bilang niya? Okay, so later na lang to. Di-discuss pa naman natin. Dito muna tayo sa types of links based on the function. Okay, so based on the function, we have first the fixed link. So the fixed link is the ground or the frame of a link that is stationary in motion. So for this example, ang ating fixed link ay itong ating ground. Itong ating ground kasi ito yung ating stationary o hindi siya gumagalaw. Next, we have the crank. The crank is a link which makes the complete revolution and is pivoted to the ground. So ang crank naman, siya yung sa kanya nagsisimula yung motion. So tulad dito, yung link number 2, siya yung crank. So kapag nag-revolve yung ating crank, so siya yung magkokos ng motion sa ating buong mechanism. So that is the crank. Next is the connecting rod. This is a type of link which has complex motion and is not pivoted to the ground. So connecting rod, from the word itself, connecting. So kinoconnect nga yung ating crank or yung pinasisimulan natin ng motion papunta dun sa ating moving object. Next is the slider. So a link that translates back and forth on a path. So siya yung nakakonect sa ating connecting rod para mag-cause ng motion. So dito, yung motion manggagaling dito sa ating crank or sa link number 2 natin, itatransfer ng ating connecting rod na link dito sa ating slider. So yung 4, yung magmo-move ng back and forth. So clear ba yung ating definition ng 4 na types ng link? So we have the fixed link or the ground, the crank, dito nagmumula yung ating motion, the connecting rod which connect the crank and the slider. Tapos yung slider naman natin, it is a link that translate back and forth to the path. Okay, so naintindihan naman yung ating 4 na yon. Okay, so we have ito. So yung 1 nga, yung fixed link or ground, connecting rod, yung slider, saka yung ating crank. Okay, so we have another type. So yung cam at saka yung gear. So cam, any type of solid with surface contact. So designed as to cause motion to a second place called the follower. So ito yung itsura ng ating cam and follower. So ito naman ay magkakaroon ng bukas na discussion kaya hindi na natin masyadong pagfofokusan muna sa ating introduction. So next we have the gear. This is a tooth wheels used to transmit motion from one shaft to another. So madidiscuss pa din naman natin yan kaya hindi na natin siya masyadong i-introduce. Okay, so next we have the kinematic pair. So kinematic pair is defined as the connection between two links that allows motion between them. Okay, so we have different type of kinematic pair. It can be It can be, this is the types based on the relative motion at saka yung types based on the nature of contact between the elements. So, unahin muna natin yung type of kinematic pairs based on the relative motion.
Types. First type based on types of relative motion. Second type based on type of contact between elements. Third type based on type of mechanical constraint or nature of constraint or type of
Pakinig nyo ba yung audio?
Yes po, sir.
Okay.
closure. First type based on types relative motion, they are further categorized into 5 parts. Sliding pair, turning pair, screw pair, rolling pair, spherical pair. First sliding pair. Type of relative motion between pair links in this type is linear sliding motion. Sliding pair is a type of kinematic pair where the driver and the follower have surfaces that slide against each other, which allowing linear motion along a specific direction. Example, like in rectangular bar slides in rectangular hole, or just like slider or piston in slider crank mechanism or piston and cylinder of an Ike engine. Tailstock and lathe bed, etc. Sliding pairs are commonly found in various mechanical systems. Turning pair. A turning pair consists of two elements connected in such a manner that one is constrained to turn or revolve about a fixed axis of another element. When one element revolves around another element, it forms a turning pair. Example: shaft with a collar at both ends revolving in a circular hole. The crankshaft of an internal combustion engine turning in a bearing total 3 turning and 1 sliding pair. Crank link 2 rotates relative to ground, link 1, and form a turning pair. Similarly, crank, link 2, connecting rod, link 3, and connecting rod, link 3, slider, link 4 also form turning pairs. Slider, link 4, reciprocates relative to ground, link 1, and form a sliding pair.
Okay, may ads.
Cycle wheel revolving about its axles. Screw pair. A screw pair is a fundamental kinematic pair that involves helical or spiral motion between the driver and the follower. It combines rotational and translational motion along the axis of a screw thread. Screw pairs are commonly found in mechanisms where motion needs to be transferred or translated with the help of threads. Example: nut and bolt combination. Screw with nut of screw jack. The lead screw of a lathe and nut. Rolling pair, when one element is free to roll over the other one. Examples: ball and rolling as shown in figure. Motion of wheel on flat surface like in the belt drive. A connection between the belt surface and pulley surface forms a rolling pair. Spherical pair. A spherical pair is a type of kinematic pair that enables rotational motion in any direction around a common center. It consists of a ball-shaped driver and a socket-shaped follower, allowing 3 degrees of rotational freedom. Example: spherical pairs are commonly found in ball and socket joints, pen stand mirror attachment of two-wheeler. The human hip or shoulder joint. Nowadays, joints may be replaced surgically with artificial joints. Most commonly replaced are the hips and knee and shoulders, providing flexibility and range of motion in various mechanical systems and robotics applications. Second, kinematic pair classification based on type of.
Okay, so nuggets ba yung ating types of kinematic pair based on the relative motion? So ano nga ulit yung mga nabanggit? So na-note ba? Okay, si Gonzales.
Mga nabanggit po ay sliding pair, turning pair, screw pair, rolling pair, at saka spherical pair po.
Okay, so naintindihan nyo naman yung ating different types based on the motion. Okay, so let's continue. Ang sunod namang classification or type ng kinematic pair ay yung ating based on the type of contact between the elements.
Of contact between elements. Lower pairs. A pair of links having surface or area contact between the members is known as a lower pair. The surfaces in contact of the two links are similar. When the two elements have surface contact when relative motion takes place, and the surface of one element slides over the surface of another element, the pair forms a lower pair. Example: all sliding, turning and screw pairs are lower pair. Nut turning in a screw. Shaft rotating in a bearing. Universal joint. All pairs of slider crank mechanism.
Higher pair. When the two elements of a pair have line contact or point contact when relative motion takes place and the motion between the two elements is partly turning and sliding, then the pair is known as higher pair. Example: tooth gearing having point contact. Belt and rope drives. Ball and roller bearings. Cam and follower. Third kinematic pair classification is based on type of.
Okay, so ano naman yung nabanggit na na types? Wait lang, hindi ko lang siya ma-share. Okay. Ano yung dalawang classification? Okay. So nakasagot yung mga nakasagot na, so wag na lang mamaya na lang ulit. Si Villanueva.
Lower pair, higher pair po.
Okay, so tandaan nyo lang sa ating higher pair and lower pair, kapag ka lower pair, ang contact ng dalawang link ay meron tayong surface contact. Kapag ka higher pair naman, it is a point or line contact. So pag yung buong surface may contact, so that is lower pair. Kapag ka naman ang contact lang is point or line, that is higher pair. So mamaya mas maintindihan natin kung ano yung pinagkaiba ng lower pair and higher pair kasi i-compute natin yung mga degrees of freedom. Okay, so next we have the kinematic chain. So kinematic chain is defined as the assembly of links connected by joints that allows motion relative to each other. So kinematic chains or mechanism may be either open or closed. So kapag ka-close, a closed mechanism will have no open attachment. So wala tayong open attachment. Pag open kasi, ganito yung itsura niya. So meron tayong an open mechanism of more than one link will have an open attachment points or nodes. So ito yung ating open attachment. Okay, so madali lang maintindihan kung ano pinagkaiba ng closed and open mechanism. So let's proceed sa ating next topic, the Grashoff's law for the for a planar 4-bar linkage. So, naalala pa ba yung ating Grashof law? So, Grashof law is a fundamental principle in the study of kinematic chains, specifically sa 4-bar linkages. So it helps determine whether a 4-bar linkage can achieve continuous relative motion between its link. So ito, para mas simple, ito yung ating example ng isang 4-bar linkage. So dito, meron tayong 4 links. So ito yung ating input link o yung ating crank. Tapos yung ating connecting rod, yung ating output link naman, tapos ito yung ating fixed link. Okay, so may rule lang yung ating Grashof law. So we have the smallest link plus the longest link ay dapat ay less than or equal sa sum nung dalawa pang links. Okay, so para mas maintindihan natin, we have here examples. So wait lang. Okay, so for the Grashof law, ito nga yun. So we have yung smallest link. Yung ating smallest link plus yung ating largest link dapat ay mas mababa or equal sa ating sum ng dalawa pang links. Okay, so let's start sa ating case 1 or a crank rocker mechanism. So a crank rocker mechanism is obtained when the shortest link is the crank and the frame being either adjacent link. Okay, so ang sabi dyan, yung ating smallest link daw, yung ating magiging crank. So ito yon. Ito yung ating smallest link. Tapos, ang fixed link daw niya ay maalin sa kanya sa adjacent side sa kanya. Okay, so pwedeng ito, since ito yung ating shortest link, ang fixed ay itong nasa baba. Or kaya, since ito yung ating shortest link, ang ating fixed link ay itong nasa taas. Okay, so let's apply yung ating rule kanina. Sabi, yung shortest link daw plus our longest link should be less than or equal sa sum ng ating dalawa pang link. Mag-set tayo ng example para madali natin siyang ma-simulate. Okay, so example ng ating shortest link ay 70. So this one is 70. So 70 units. Tapos yung ating fixed link which is adjacent sa ating shortest link ay sabihin nating 90. Tapos let's say ito yung ating longest link. Ito yung ating longest link which is let's say 100. Tapos ito pagpalagay natin sa 100. Okay. So ito yung ating shortest link. Adjacent siya sa ating fixed link. So ito yung sinasabi sa crank rocker mechanism. So ang shortest link natin ay 70 units plus yung ating longest link ay 100. Tapos ang ating other link ay 90 at saka 100. Okay. So 70 plus 100 ay 170. Tapos ito 190. So, nasatisfy ba yung ating Grashof equation? O yung ating Grashof law? Hello? So, nasatisfy ba? Okay, so kita naman, 170 is less than 190. So, pwede na ba nating sabihin na pwede na siyang mag-rotate yung ating mechanism? Let's try. So, meron tayo ditong simulator. Okay. So, sabi natin, yung ating ground link ay 90. Tapos, yung ating shortest link ay 70. Tapos, 100. 100. Okay. So, kung makikita natin, meron pa ding full rotation yung ating crank at yung ating input link or yung crank ay nagtatransmit pa din ng motion dito sa ating pinaka-output link. Okay, so nakita naman natin, unconstrained yung ating motion. Okay, so clear ba yung ating case number 1? So let's have case number 2. So this is called a double crank or drag link, which results when the shortest link is the frame. So paano naman daw kung ang shortest link natin ay yung ating fixed link? So ito. So let's try again. Lagyan natin siya ng values para mas madali natin maintindihan. So let's say itong ating shortest link ay 70 units. Itong link na to, let's say this is 150. Let's say this link is 150. Ito, pagpalagay na natin sa 130. Tapos ito, 100. Okay, so with these values, na-satisfy ba yung ating Grashof law? So again, ang ating Grashof law, shortest link plus longest link should be less than or equal sa sum ng dalawa pa nating links. Okay, so ano ang ating shortest link? We have 70 plus yung longest link natin ay 150. Ang other links naman natin, we have 130 at saka 100. Okay, so this is 220. Ito namang isa ay 230. Okay, so nasatisfy ba yung ating Grashof law? So can we say na magro-rotate na to without constraint? So according to the Grashof law, oo. So let's try sa ating simulator.
Nakapagbasbas na.
Okay. So, ilagay natin yung ating naging values. Yung ating shortest link daw ay yung ating fixed link, which is 70. Tapos, we have 150, 130, tapos 100. Okay? Okay, so dito, kung makikita nyo, yung rotation niya is unconstrained pa din. So, kino-confirm lang natin na tama yung lumabas sa ating Grashof law. Okay, so let's continue sa ating case number 3. So, paano naman daw kapag yung ating case number 3? So, a rocker crank mechanism. So, it is formed when the shortest link is the follower. Okay, so ang ating shortest link naman ay itong isa. So, ito yung pinaka-output link natin. So, kapag ganyan, let's say ang value natin for the shortest link ay let's say 70. Tapos yung ating pinaka-driver, let's say 80. Tapos, itong link na to, or the connecting rod, let's say it's 100. Tapos yung fixed link natin, ang distance niya is 90. Okay, so apply pa din natin yung ating equation, yung ating law. So, shortest link plus longest link should be less than or equal sa ating sum ng dalawa pang link. So, shortest link natin is 70. Longest link natin is 100. Ang other two links natin is 80 at saka 90. Okay, so this is 170. This is 170. Okay, so nasatisfy ba yung ating law, yung Grashof law? Kasi 170 is equals to 170. So, pasok pa din sa condition niya. So, try ulit natin sa ating simulator. Kung confirm natin kung tama. Okay, so yung ating ground link ay 90. Tapos 80. 100. Tapos ito yung shortest link natin na 70. Okay, so nag-rotate naman siya. Kaso, itong simulator lang pala. So, ang crank kasi dapat dito ay itong isa. So, ito dapat yung mag-i-input ng motion. Tapos, ito yung magre-receiver. So, hindi ko lang din siya magawa ng paraan na malipat yung motion. Kasi itong simulator na nakita ko, kung ano yung shortest link, automatic siya yung driver. Pero same pa din naman siya kasi pag inikot mo pa din naman tong isa, makikita naman natin, wala pa ding nagiging constraint. Umiikot pa din yung ating link. Okay, so let's say this one naman, double rocker mechanism. Ang sinasabi naman dito, kapag ka yung ating shortest link ay opposite sa frame. So dito, ito yung ating shortest link. At opposite siya dito sa ating frame, or ito yung hindi gumagalaw na link. Okay, so another type naman, so hindi naman laging ganyan yung itsura niyan. So yan lang yung nakita kong picture pala. So kapag ka, so example, ang shortest link natin ay yung opposite sa ground. So this is the shortest link at opposite siya sa ating fixed link, which is the ground. So with this case naman, let's say for example, our shortest link ay, ang shortest link natin ay 70 ulit. Tapos this is 110, this is 120, tapos ito ay 90. So let's confirm sa ating Grashof law. So we have the shortest link. Ang shortest link natin ay 70 plus our longest link ay 120. Tapos, ang ating other two is 110 saka 90. Okay, so this is 190. Ito ay 200. Okay, so nasatisfy ba nitong example yung ating Grashof law? Okay, so hindi ko lang din magamit yung simulator kapag ganitong case kasi automatic sa simulator kasi ito yung nagiging, itong part na to yung nagiging pinakakarang, or dito sa part na to nagsisimula yung rotation ng mechanism. Okay, so in this case naman daw, kapag pagka yung sum ng ating shortest link at ng paano daw naman pag yung sum ng ating shortest link at longest link ay mas mataas kaysa sa ating sum ng other two links. Okay, so para dito, it is called a non-Grashof mechanism. So there is no continuous relative motion possible dito sa ating magiging link. Okay, so let's take an example. Paano? So let's have again an example link here. So this is yung fixed link natin, pagpalagay na natin sa 90. Tapos shortest link 70. Tapos yung other two 150 saka 100. Okay, so ang ating formula again, shortest link 90 plus our longest link is 150. Yung other two naman 70 at saka 100. 9. Okay, shortest link pala natin yung 7, sorry. Shortest link natin ay 70. Tapos ang longest link ay 150. Tapos other two link ay 90 at saka 100. So this is 220 while this is 190. Okay, so hindi niya na-satisfy yung ating Grashof law. So kapag kaganyan daw, according sa law, continuous relative motion is not possible. Okay, itry natin ngayon sa ating simulator. Okay, so yung ground link natin ay 90. Yung ating shortest link ay 70. 150. Tapos 100. Okay, so ito yung mangyayari kapag hindi tugma yung ating values ng links sa Grashof mechanism. So kung makikita nyo, since yung sum ng ating shortest link at longest link ay mas mataas kaysa dun sa dalawang other link, hindi siya magkakaroon ng continuous relative motion. Okay, so naiintindihan na ba yon? Okay, so meron naman tayong tinatawag na neutral linkage. So neutral linkage, paano daw kapag ka ang sum ng ating shortest link at longest link ay equal sa sum ng ating other links. So it is called a neutral linkage. So it is the same four possible mechanisms. It is the same four possible mechanisms are those of case 1, so same lang. But they all suffer from a change point condition. So change point mechanism can be positioned such that all links become collinear. So sa neutral linkage, there is one point sa ating rotation na yung ating mechanism ay magiging collinear. So kapag ka daw ganun, let's say this example, our shortest link ay 1. Ang longest link natin ay so mali ata yung values dito. So let's just give values sa ating mechanism. Okay, so let's say this is 70. This is 120. This is 100. And this is 90. Okay, so again, ito yung ating formula. Shortest link, which is 70, plus our longest link, 120. Tapos, ang ating other links ay 90 at saka 100. Okay, so this is 190. This is 190. So, this is a neutral linkage. Nag-equals yung ating sum ng shortest at longest saka yung other two link. So kapag ka pinaikot daw natin yan, there is one point na magiging collinear yung ating mechanism. Okay, so let's try sa ating simulator. Okay, so let's say 120. Tapos yung ating shortest link ay 70. The other two links ay 100 saka 90. Okay, so kung makikita nyo, nagkakaroon pa din naman siya ng complete rotation. At there is a one point dito kung saan nagiging collinear sila. So there is a point na nagiging straight line yung ating mechanism. So that is the neutral linkage. Okay, kapag ka naman daw equal sila, tapos yung smallest natin ay equal dun sa isang link, tapos yung longest natin ay equal dun sa isa. So ang mangyayari naman dun is parallelogram linkage. Kapag ka naman ang Kapag ka naman daw, okay, so hindi na natin talaga na example. Ito namang isa, kapag ka daw yung ating yung dalawang, dito kasi, yung dalawang magkaparehong link, yung equal link, ay parallel. So, ito yung magiging itsura ng kanyang motion. Dito naman sa isa, kapag ka yung same link, yung magkaparehong link ay adjacent to each other. So, kapag ka ganun, ganito yung magiging motion niya. So, try natin sa simulator. So, ito yung kanina, yung parallel. Kung mapapansin nyo, nagiging parallelogram yung shape ng ating linkage at some point. Kapag ka naman adjacent to each other yung pareho, let's see, 100, 100, tapos 140. Okay. Yan. So, ang tawag naman dyan ay deltoid linkage. Okay. So, since na-present ko na naman sa inyo yung ating different cases for our Grashof law. So, later, so hindi naman pala muna since 470 na din. Let's proceed na lang muna sa ating degrees of freedom. So, based on your understanding, wait lang. So, nagets pala muna yung ating Grashof law. Kailangan nyo lang tandaan yung ating formula at saka yung different cases. So, let's proceed dito sa ating degrees of freedom. Okay, so on your understanding, ano ba yung naintindihan nyo? What is the degrees of freedom? So, any volunteer? Meron bang may nakakaalala? Ano ba yung degrees of freedom? Saan ba siya ginagamit? Ano yung definition niya? So, let's mag-share ng let's call somebody. Pwede mag-share. Nandito ba si Falogme? Falogme?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, so based on your understanding, ano ba yung degrees of freedom?
Ang pagkakaintindi ko po, sir, ay yung capability po ng mechanism kung what kind of rotation it can do po.
Okay, so by definition, thank you for the answer. So degrees of freedom refer to the number of independent movements a mechanism or system can undergo. So in the context of machinery, it indicates how many parameters are needed to uniquely define the position of every part of the system. So it is a crucial understanding and designing mechanism that performs complex motion. So in degrees of freedom, so ito yung sinasabi natin kanina. In a free body or yung body na walang constraint o walang restriction yung kanyang motion, meron tayong 6 total motion na pwedeng magawa sa kanya. So we have the tatlong translation, tatlong rotation. So yun yung sinasabi natin kanina. So ngayon, i-identify naman natin ano yung degrees of freedom when it comes to a mechanism. Okay, so para ma-identify natin kung ano ba yung ating degrees of freedom, ginagamit natin itong Grubler's equation. So it is used to determine the degrees of freedom of a planar mechanism. So the equation helps engineers and designers understand the mobility and constraint of a mechanical system. So pakitandaan, pakinote nitong ating formula. So ito lang yung gagamitin natin sa pag-identify ano ba yung ating degrees of freedom. So we have the degrees of freedom, so that is denoted as M, is equals to 3 times the number of links minus 1 minus 2 times the number of lower pairs minus the number of higher pairs. Okay, so take note of the formula kasi gagamitin natin yan sa pagko-compute. Okay, so let's proceed sa ating mga example para mas madali natin. Ay, okay. Ito pala muna yung ating interpretation ng magiging sagot dun sa ating equation. So if M, or yung ating degrees of freedom, is greater than 0, the mechanism has the mobility and can perform movements corresponding to the value of M. Okay, so kung ang naging sagot natin, ang degrees of freedom ay 1, so that means that the mechanism has 1 degree of freedom and requires 1 independent input to define its configuration. Kapag ka naman nakuha natin ay 0, so nag-equal sa 0 yung ating sagot, that means that the mechanism is a structure o hindi siya magkakaroon ng kahit anong motion kahit applyan pa natin siya ng force. Next, we have if the degrees of freedom is less than 0, so the mechanism is over-constrained and cannot move freely. So it indicates that there are more constraints than necessary. So, kumbaga sa structure, it cannot move na, mas sobra pa yung constraint kapag ka negative yung value ng ating degrees of freedom. So it indicates that there are more constraints than necessary. Okay, so let's have this example. So using ating formula kanina, so anybody, sino makakapagsabi, ilan ang link dito sa ating sample? What is the number of links? Okay, Hoson.
3 links po.
Okay, so we have 3 links. We have this one, and this one. We have n equals 3. Okay, ngayon, ilan naman yung ating lower pair? So again, lower pair ay there is a surface contact dun sa ating dalawang links. Okay, so dito, ang may surface contact or yung pinagdikit natin dito sa ating mechanism, we have this part. So yun yung ating connecting joints. This one, and this one. Okay, so ang lower pairs natin ay 3. How about yung ating higher pairs? Meron ba? So, meron ba tayong higher pair dito sa ating given?
Wala po.
Wala. So, that is 0. So, applying yung ating formula kanina sa ating degrees of freedom, so that is m times 3 minus number of links minus 1 minus 2 times the lower links minus the higher link. So, that is 3 times 3 minus 1 minus 2 times 3 minus 0. So, this is 3 times 2. So, that is 6 minus 6 equals 0. So, ano nga ulit kapag ka 0 ang nakuha nating degrees of freedom?
Structure po, cannot move.
Okay, so this is a structure. Structure. Okay. So, any volunteer para sagutan? Okay, ganito na lang. So, please answer this sample problem. Please compute for the degrees of freedom nitong ating given dito. Tapos, pakisagutan. Tapos, after, siguro pwede na ang 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, tatawag na lang ako na magsasagot. Okay, may sagot na ba? So, yung sagot na lang, pakipicturan, tapos ipipresent na lang ng ating mga pipiling magpe-present. Andito ba si Liave?
Sir, wait lang. Wala po akong picture pero ang sagot ko po is 1 po. Bale, ang links po ay 4 po.
So, ano yung, okay, ano yung mga links dito?
ito po yung sa ground po, tapos yung sa O2 tsaka P po is pangalawa, and then C. Tapos C and O po.
Okay, then ilan yung ating lower pairs?
4 din po.
Okay. So what is the answer? Ang ating degrees of freedom?
1 po.
1. Okay, so ibig sabihin ang ating degrees of freedom ay 1. So sabi dito, it means that the mechanism has 1 degree of freedom and requires 1 independent input. So it requires 1 independent input to define its configuration. So pag iginalaw natin yung isang link dito, magkakameron na siya ng definite motion. Okay, so naintindihan ba yung ating degrees of freedom? Okay, so let's try this one naman. So dito, ilan ang ating number of links? Okay, so may sumagot. 4 daw yung ating number of links, so that is correct. So we have 1, 2, 3, tapos yung ground natin ay isa din. So may number naman pala dito. We have yung ground, so counted na yung fixed link natin. So 1, tapos 2, 3, and 4. So next, how many lower pairs ang ating, ilan ang lower pairs sa ating mechanism? Ilan ang lower pairs dito?
4 po.
4. So, sino may sabing 4? Paki-raise hand. Lahat ba kayo? 4 ang sagot?
3 po ata, sir.
3. So, sige, raise hand. Sino may sabi na 3 yung ating lower pairs? Okay. Sino may sabing 4 yung ating lower pairs? Okay. May iba pa bang sagot? Bukod sa 3 at 4?
Sir, 5 links po ata. Ay, 5 lower po.
5. So, sino may sabing 5? Sila lang bang dalawa? Okay. So, ang correct answer dito ay 5. So, paano naging 5? So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So, dito, kung makikita natin, 3 links yung pinagtagop nila. So, yung 2 at 3, that is 1 lower pair. Yung 3 at 4, isang lower pair ulit yon. So, dito, kapag katatlo yung pinagkukunik niya, nung joints na yon, dalawa yung count nun. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so nagets ba yung pag-identify ng ating lower links? How about, meron ba tayong higher link? Higher pair pala?
Wala po.
Wala. So, that is 0. So, formula ulit natin, we have 3 times n minus 1 minus 2 times lower pair minus 0. So, this is 5. So, 2 times 5 minus 0. So, this is 4 minus 1. So, that is 9 minus 10 is equals to negative 1. So, ang degrees of freedom nito ay negative 1. So, anong sabi natin kanina kapag ka negative? Kapag ka daw less than 0, the mechanism is over-constrained and cannot move freely. So yun yung magiging interpretation natin sa ating mechanism. Naintindihan ba yung ating example number 3? So kailangan tandaan yung pagbibilang ng ating lower pair. Okay, how about this one? Ilan ang links natin dito?
Five.
Okay, so 5. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ilan ang ating lower pair? Okay, 5 din. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wala namang joint na tatlong links yung nakakabit. So, that is 5. Tapos, wala ulit tayong higher pair. So, 3 times 5 minus 1 minus 2 times 5 minus 0. So, ang ating degrees of freedom ay equal sa 12 minus 10. So, our degrees of freedom ay equal sa 2. So, ibig sabihin, ang kanyang degrees of freedom ay 2. Tapos, it requires 2 independent input. So, kailangan ng 2 independent input para magkaroon ng movement itong ating mechanism. So, ito nga example dito. Okay, so naintindihan itong ating example. Okay, so let's proceed dito sa ating next example. So, ilan ang number of links dito?
Six po.
So, we have 6. So, paano ba siya binilang? So, may number na naman pala dito. Kaya alam na natin na 6. So, this one, this is anong tawag kapag tatlong joints sa isa? Bye-bye. Anong tawag sa link na to? This is
Ternary link po.
Okay, so ternary link. So pag bibilangin natin yung ternary link, isa lang yun. Okay, so kung bibilangin natin yung number of links dito, meron tayong 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have n equals 6. How about the lower pairs? Ilan ang ating lower pair dito?
Ano po ba?
Ano yun? Ilan? Ilan yung ating lower pairs?
4 po ata.
4. So, anong iba pang may sagot?
7 po.
7. Okay, so bilangin natin. So, we have this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So, wala namang joints na merong tatlong link. Kasi ito naman ay isang ternary link. So, count as 1 lang yan. Kaya ito ay isa lang. Okay, so ang ating lower lower pairs ay 7. So higher pair, wala naman ulit tayo. Kaya using the formula, so we have 3 times 6 minus 1 minus 2 times 7 minus 0. So we have 3 times 5, that is 15, minus 14. So ang ating degrees of freedom ay 1. Okay, so na-gets ba itong ating example? So remember, kapag ka nagkita kayo ng isang ternary link, isa lang ang count niyan. Okay, so how about this one? Okay, so ilan ang ating number of links dito? So, sinong makakapaghula? So, okay, so 3. Tama naman yung 3. So, we have this one, and this one. So, 3 links ang meron tayo. So, we have n equals 3. So, ilan ngayon ang ating lower pair? Lower pair. So, kanina, dinefine natin yung lower pair at higher pair. Kapag ka lower pair, surface contact ang nangyayari doon sa ating dalawang links. So may nakita akong sagot. Tama naman. Our lower pair ay 2. So, alin ba yon? We have this one at saka itong isang ito. So, we have 2. Ilan naman yung higher pair? To higher pair, meron tayong line of contact. So, we have 1. So, nasan ba yung 1 na yon? So, ito yon. So, meaning, ang h natin ay equal sa 1. So, again, we have our degrees of freedom is equals to 3 times, ang n natin ay 3 minus 1 minus 2 times our lower pair ay 2 minus 1 yung ating higher pair. So, we have 3 times 2 minus 4 minus 1. So, 6 minus 4 minus 1 ay 1. So, our degrees of freedom ay equal sa 1. Okay, so naintindihan na ba pag may kasama ng higher pair? So, ibig sabihin, hindi lang sa isang surface may contact yung ating mechanism. So, katulad nito, since iikot siya, may point of contact lang na nagaganap dun sa ating mechanism. Okay, so naintindihan itong ating example? So, may tanong ba so far? Okay. How about this one? So, pwede mo bang ibigay ang ating number of links? So, si Generoso, nandito ba? So, can you try paano bilangan yung ating number of links?
6 po, sir.
6. Okay, so let's try. Okay, so numbered na pala siya. So 6 yung sagot. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, tapos isang ternary link. So we have 6. Ngayon, ilan ang ating lower pair? De Guzman? De Guzman Raymond, nandito ba? So can you try? Try lang natin. Ano ba yung ilan ba yung ating lower pair dito? So sabi ni Raymond ay 6. Okay, so may ibang nagsagot dito. 7 daw. So, ilan ba yung ating lower pairs? Sino may sabing 6? Sino nag-agree kay Raymond na 6 yung ating lower pairs? Pa-raise ng hand kung sino may sabing 6. So, sabi naman ni Kyla saka ni Real Alfred ay 7. So, sinong 7 din ang sagot? Okay, so majority, 7 yung sagot. So, thank you for trying pa din. At least nagtatry tayo. So, bilangin natin yung number of lower pairs. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Kaso, kung makikita natin, itong links 2, 3, and 4, di ba? Pinagko-connecta siya ng isang joint. So, sabi ko sa inyo, kapag ka isang joint, tapos tatlong link yung nakalagay, so that is 2. So, bilangin natin ulit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So, ang number of lower pair natin ay 7. Higher pair, wala naman din tayo dyang may point contact, so that is 0. So, compute natin, we have 3 times 6 minus 1 minus 2 times 7 minus 0. So, our degrees of freedom ay 15. Tama, no? So, 6 minus 1 is 5. 5 times 3 is 15. Tapos, 2 times 7 ay 14. So, ang ating degrees of freedom ay 1. Okay, so okay tayo dito sa example number, paano na ba natin to? Example number 7. So make sure na nag-gets nyo ha, para naman kasi gagamitin pa natin yan more sa ating mga next topic. At dapat alam nyo yan, para naman pati din sa exam ay may isagot kayo. So, with regards naman sa ating examination, since ang Sir Barreto pa din ang ating moderator ng subject, so, expect nyo na din na medyo mahirap ang magiging problem kasi i-approve niya yung ating examination. Okay, so how about this one? So, sino makakapagbigay kung ilan links yung makikita natin dito? Okay, so numbered naman pala. So we have 1, yung ating ground link. So counted as 1, the fixed link pala natin or the ground link. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is anong tawag ulit kapag ka ang ating link ay connected sa 4 joints? Tawag doon? Okay, so that is correct. So ito, still counted as 1 pa din yan. So we have 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So our number of links ay 11. Ngayon, ilan naman ang kanyang lower pair? So may nagsagot dito, 12. Ano pa? Meron pa bang ibang sagot? 14. Meron pa ba? So sino may sabing 12 ang sagot? Okay, sino may sabing 14 ang sagot? Paki-raise hand. Sino may sabing 14? So wala. Anong sagot nyo? Kung hindi 14, anong sagot nyo? So may nagsagot, 17. How about the others? Anong inyong sagot? Wala na? 13, 11. Sige, ano pa? 13. Okay, so may nag-raise hand pa ba? Okay, so parang walang nakakuha ng sagot. Okay? May kumuha ng sagot. Okay, 15 is correct. Pero bakit parang hindi ka sure? Okay, so the answer is 15. So bilangin nga natin kung 15 nga. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So itong joint na to, wait lang, hindi gumagana. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tapos, kung papansin nyo, itong joint na to, tatlo yung pinagkoconnect niya. So dalawa ang count niyan. Ito, tatlo ulit. So dalawa ulit ang count niyan. So we have this one. This one, tatlo ulit. Ito, at saka ito. So, dalawa ulit ang count niyan. So, this one, tatlo ulit. So, dalawa ulit ang count niyan. Ito, isa din. So, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so our lower pair ay 15. So, nagets ba yun? Okay, nag-raise hand si Joshua. Ano yun? Hello? Okay. Okay, so nagets ba kung bakit naging 15 yung ating number of links? Okay, so again, wala naman tayong higher pair dito. So we have yung formula natin. We have 3 times number of links, 11 minus 1 minus 2 times yung lower pair natin na 15 minus 0. So this is 30. So 11 minus 1 is 10 times 3, 30. Minus 30. So our degrees of freedom ay equal sa 0. So ano nga ulit pagka ang degrees of freedom ay 0? Ano ulit kapag ka 0 ang
Structure.
Okay, so that is correct. Our mechanism is a structure. Okay, so how about this one? So sinosolve na natin ngayon yung mga different problem para naman alam nyo na kung paano kunin. So dito, ano ang ating number of links? Pakitry nga ako. Sino kaya matatawag? Si Dungo. So pakitry ako, pabilang ng ating number of links.
6 po, sir.
Okay, so sabi niya ay 6. May iba pang sagot? Okay, so ano yung mga naging sagot natin? We have, sabi nila, 7, 5. So, sinong may sabing 7? Paki-raisan kung 7 yung nakuha nyo. How about the others? 5 daw. May 5 ba na nakuha?
Kaya lang yung sabi namin dyan na mag-ano. Dyan naman.
Okay, so kamusta? Ano nakuha ng iba? So ito medyo confusing lang to. Pero dito, ang total of links natin ay 5.
Chance pa hindi.
Okay, so bakit ba naging 5? So ang 1 natin ay itong mga fixed link. So counted as 1 na yan. Our 2 ay ito. 3, 4, and 5. So ito kasi, baka medyo nakakalito nga lang siya, pero same lang siya dun sa ating mga figure kanina. Yung itong part na to. So hindi siya isang link. So nagets ba 'yun kung bakit 5? So magtanong na kung meron kayong tanong. So again, ulitin lang natin yung pagbibilang. So that is 1 yung ating mga ground links. Count as 1. Tapos we have 2, 3, 4, and 5. So our n is equals to 5. Nagets? Nagets ba? Pakiraisan nga kung nagets. Okay. So next, ilan naman ang ating lower pair? Pakitry nga ako. Silabador. Nandito ba silabador?
Tapos, ang gamot niya, yung, syempre, herb na yun, ginamit.
Okay, so parang wala. Si Mark Gaynor.
Nandito po, sir.
Okay, so ayan,
Wait
nandito
lang
pala
po.
siya. So can you try ilan ang ating lower pair?
Five po ba?
Okay, so our lower pair ay 5. So thank you sa pagsagot. So bilangin natin ano ba yung mga lower pair natin dito. Wait lang, ba't nawala? Nawala lang yung nakapresent sa akin. So bilangin natin, ano ba yung mga yon? So yung connecting joints natin sa ground link, so lahat ito, so that is count as 1, sinasabi ko nga kanina. Tapos we have 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so nakuha ba? Bakit 5 yung ating lower pairs? So ngayon, ilan naman ang ating higher pair? Higher pair, point, or line contact. Hindi siya isang piece. Okay, so that is 1. Isa lang naman, itong part lang na ito. So we have higher pair na 1. So let's solve again for the degrees of freedom. So we have 3 times 5 minus 1 minus 2 times lower pair natin is 5 minus 1. So the answer is, so 3 times 4, 12 minus 10 minus 1. So this is 1. Okay, so nagets ba yung ating sample problem? So maalam na mag-identify ng degrees of freedom. So paki-raise hand kung naintindihan. Okay, so sinong hindi nakagets? So how about the others? Hindi nyo ba naintindihan yung ating lesson? Ating degrees of freedom? So 38 lang yung nakagets? How about yung other 4? So may tanong ba? So itanong na kung meron pang hindi clear. Sige, you can lower your hands. So itanong na kayo kung meron pang tanong para maka-clear na din natin. So baka hindi na-gets yung pagko-compute ng ating degrees of freedom. Okay, kung wala namang tanong, other concerns? Wala na. So nga pala, wala na bang tanong sa ating lesson? So okay na? So that's it for our chapter 1.
join siya sa discal. Tayo may nanginginig mo sa kanya
Okay, so for the groupings para sa ating design project, bale,
problema ko. Sabi kasi naman
hintayin na lang din natin na matapos yung enrollment kasi merong mga lumilipat pa din ng section, so nagkakagulo pa din yung ating groupings. So once na mag-end yung ating enrollment, saka na lang tayo mag-groupings. Okay. So we have chapter 2 naman next week. So di-discuss na natin kasi kailangan din nating habulin. Week 2 kasi dapat nakatatlong chapters na tayo. Okay, so other concerns, meron pa ba? Kantera?
Sir, mag-attendance lang po. Na-late po kasi kanina. Sorry po.
Okay, so sino yung mga late nga pumasok? So let's check muna yung attendance ulit. Si Cantera, okay. De Guzman, Raymond. So natawag ko to kanina. Nandito pa ba siya? De Guzman. Okay, so nandito. Ilaw.
Present po, sir.
Okay. Landicho. Landicho.
Nandito po, sir.
Okay. Matera. Wala pa din. Okay. So, si Zara, okay na. Meron pa ba? So, ang absent lang ay si Matera. So, bakit kaya siya absent? Naka-enroll ba siya sa ating Google Classroom? 3207. So, wala din siya sa ating Google Classroom. Ay, nandito pala siya. So, hindi siya pumasok. So, siya lang ang ating absent. Wala naman siyang sinabi sa akin. Okay. Isa lang naman yung nagsabi sa akin. Tapos, wala naman siya dito sa ating section. May concern pa ba? O sige, so for our attendance, paki-open cam na lang muna.